It is the time where we talk about entrepreneurship, and today we'll be looking at entrepreneurship development process. How do we develop entrepreneurs? This is the essence of this program because we know the major role entrepreneurs play in any developing economy, in terms of providing jobs and, of course, making our young people becoming self-employed, at the same time become employers of labor. So today we're looking at entrepreneurship development process. Now, entrepreneurship development is the means of enhancing the knowledge and skill of entrepreneurs through several classroom coaching and programs and training. The main point of the development process is to strengthen and increase the number of entrepreneurs, because we know every nation deserves men and women, young people who can become creative, think outside the box, not just come out and be from the various institutions of higher learning or even from high school and then becoming those who begin to search for job, employees. Entrepreneurship development seek to develop the mindset of this youth so that they become entrepreneurs. This entrepreneurial development process helps new firms or ventures get better in achieving their goals, improve business and the nation's economy. Another essential factor of this process is to improve the capacity to manage, develop, and build a business enterprise, keeping in mind the risks related to it. In simple words, the entrepreneurship development process is about supporting entrepreneurs to advance their skills with the help of training and coaching classes. It encourages them to make better judgment and take a sensible decision for all business activities. Yes, I was recently invited to talk somewhere at a youth camp, and there were all sorts of skills. Very brilliant people, brilliant entrepreneurs. But I told them it is good to learn all these skills. But for you to be a successful entrepreneur, you must have the mindset of an entrepreneur. Yes, it's good. You are good. You have the passion to do hairdressing. You have the passion, going into fashion industry. You have the passion to be in the food business. You have the passion to go into engineering, fintech, and so many other things. Even as a professional doctor, a professional lawyer, a professional finance person, you want to run your own finance related business. You want to run an SME, you need to develop the entrepreneurial mindset, and that is what we are discussing today. Process of entrepreneurship development. Now, we're going to see the below mentioned steps will illustrate how to build an effective entrepreneurship development program for an entrepreneur to organize and launch the new ventures. So I'm passionate that for any entrepreneurial program, any entrepreneurship development program, we need to have facilitators who will come and talk to this will-be or already existing entrepreneurs, how they can develop the entrepreneurial mindset. Let's take one, for example. We want them to come and develop program for the entrepreneur to organize and launch the new venture. One, discover. Any new process begin with fresh ideas and objectives, wherein the entrepreneur recognizes and analyzes business possibilities. The analyzing of opportunities is a risky task, and an entrepreneur looks out for input from other persons, including channel partners, employees, technical people, consumers, and so many of them, to reach an ideal business opportunity. Evaluation. The evaluation of an opportunity can be done by asking several questions to oneself. For instance, questions like whether it is worth taking a chance and investing in the idea. Will it attract the consumer? What are the competitive advantages and the risks linked with it are asked. A reasonable and sensible entrepreneur will also analyze his skills and whether it matches his entrepreneurial objective or not. You know, so and that's why when we see a lot of entrepreneurial program, you just come out, you teach people skill. Okay, hairdressing skill, plumbing skill, so many skills, automobile, air conditioning, fintech, so many. But the things that these entrepreneurs want to do their own skill, does it match, you know, with their own entrepreneurial objective? These are the things that these entrepreneurs are being groomed towards to be able to analyze and evaluate. Developing a plan. After the identification of an opportunity, an entrepreneur has to build a complete business plan. It is the most important step for new business as it sets a standard and the assessment criteria and sees if a company is working towards the set goals. You've done all the training, you've discovered what you want to do, you've evaluated, then the next thing is for you to now developing a plan. You know, you develop the plan, of course, which will serve as a blueprint for what you want to do. Resources. The next step in the process of entrepreneurial development is resourcing. Yeah, the entrepreneur recognizes the source of finance and from where the human resource can be managed. In this step, the entrepreneur also tries to find investors for his new business. Of course, we saw in the news today that yes, I think that was last week, the president has signed the startup bill, you know, has signed it into law, and that law is going to assist a lot of entrepreneurs in terms of their funding and all that. Managing the company, that's the next step. After the hiring process and funds are raised, now it's time to start the operation to accomplish desired goals. All the entrepreneur will decide on the management structure that will be assigned to resolve the operational problems whenever it occurs. Okay, so that is managing the company day to day. Harvesting. The last step in this process is harvesting, where an entrepreneur determines the future growth and development of the business. Yeah, real-time development is compared with the projected growth, and then the business security or the extension is initiated accordingly. Okay, so these are some of the process in terms of entrepreneurial development. The above mentioned concept that is elucidated in details, you know, elucidated in details about entrepreneurial development process for students, you know, you need to know about these processes for you to be a successful entrepreneur. You need to understand the processes that are involved in entrepreneurial development. It is very, very important for you to know that. Yes, in this series which we have started, entrepreneurial development, we have looked at the entrepreneurial development process. Now, the next thing we'll be looking at, maybe if we don't have time to complete it today, will be what are the levels of entrepreneurial development. We're going to be looking at the 5 levels. You know, they are level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and up to level 5. The first level is the self-employment mindset. We also look at the managerial perspective. We also look at the attitude of owner, the attitude of the owner. Then, of course, maybe the leader. Then we also look at the entrepreneurial investor. That's the level 4. And of course, for level 5, we'll be looking at the true entrepreneur. We also go further to look at why is an entrepreneurial development important and what is needed for entrepreneurial development. These are the series we'll be covering in this entrepreneurial development process. I promise you it's going to be a very rewarding discussion because there will be an entrepreneur out there. You need to understand the basis of entrepreneurial development so that by the time you start your business or you're already an entrepreneur, you are struggling, by the time you follow this process, you will be in a better position to take that your startup to the level which you desire it. But for you to do that, you need to follow these processes. You need to understand the process of discovering, the process of evaluation, the process of developing a plan, then the resources, we are going with the resources for the business, and of course, managing the company. And when you manage the company very well, of course, the next thing will be to harvest, to see that the company gets to where you want it to be. So these are some of the processes. And again, so what will happen is there a difference between a businessman and entrepreneur? Well, yes, there's a big difference. Maybe when we come back next time, we'll look at some of these differences. Like I said, we'll look at the levels of entrepreneur. We'll look at the different levels. We'll also look at why is developing entrepreneurial development, why is it important? I will close by saying, whatever the mind of a man can conceive and believe can be achieved. This was given to us by Napoleon Hills in his famous book, Think and Grow Rich. Thank you.